Why is Lil Yachty still a voice in hip hop? Okay, today we got Lil Yachty, Andrew Schulz podcast. Now let's get right into it. Why is Lil Yachty still a voice in hip hop?
You didn't say Jay-Z. It seems like most rappers always want at least.
It sounds like they're asking him who's one rapper who you would like to do a song with.
Surprised you didn't say Jay-Z. It seems like most rappers always want at least.
I listened to the Black Album for the first time like 3 days ago.
God damn.
And then I listened to Reasonable Doubt.
Well, you listened to the Black Album for the first time? I mean, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not expecting people to have heard every single album in the world. But at least for me, when I came up in, this hip hop space, I was super young on the internet. You couldn't even get in conversations in certain places like Boxed In, like Kanye to the forums, like the IG and hip hop boards. Those locals there wouldn't even let you in on conversations until you had proved that you heard certain albums, staple albums. It was like maybe 10, 15, 20 albums. Otherwise, you're just in the forum talking to yourself. So to hear Yachty say he heard those albums for the first time like 3 days ago, I'm not super mad at it because someone can look at me and be like, well, you haven't heard Prodigy's third solo album, even though I probably have. But they can come back and say that and like, no, I haven't heard it yet. And then they could try to discount my opinion because of that. So I'm not super mad at it. But, in hip hop, it's like, it's like in different music genres, like rock, the kids come up listening. The new people, they come up listening to the classics, the Eagles, Hotel California, Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven. They come up listening to certain songs, covering those songs. I mean, there's still a huge cover community where people are trying to play and sing those songs on YouTube. They come up with that basis of knowledge. So it's just interesting in hip hop. For some people, that doesn't happen.
And
you just heard the Black Album?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
What do you think?
As a rapper?
I think that the Reasonable Doubt album was better, in my opinion.
I agree.
I love. He's an insane lyricist.
Yeah.
True. Facts.
I'm not a big fan of like the live production, that type.
Wait, what?
I'm not a big fan of like the live production.
The live production? Yo, help me out in the comments. Where is the live production on Reasonable Doubt? Where's the live production on Black Album? Do you know what live production means? It means there are people in the studio playing the music with the instruments in the studio. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, so help me out, y'all. I'm here, Reasonable Doubt. I'm in the album credits. Where's the live production? I see a bunch of samples. Do anybody see any separate musicians here in the personnel? I see the producers. Live productions mean you got the band, you got the flute player, you got them people in the studio, in the booth, playing their instrument. You see, this is what happens where people don't have, in hip hop and other genres, people come in with like a base knowledge of even just fundamentals of the history. If you're a fan of rock, you know the Doors, you know the Who, you know Weezer, you know just certain bands. In hip hop, it's almost cool to not know. It's like the Chris Rock skit. Niggas love not knowing.
Nothing make a nigga happier than not knowing the answer to your question.
I don't know that shit, nigga. I'm keeping it real.
I don't know that shit. Keeping it real.
Keeping it real dumb.
Niggas love to keep it real. Real dumb.
If he made the effort to at least learn some of the fundamentals, the different sounds of hip hop, from the Jay-Z's to the Diggable Planets to the Grave Diggers, you know what I mean, to the Alcoholics. If he made an effort to listen and study those records, number one, his music wouldn't sound like it does now, which, Lil Yachty is like one of the worst rappers of all time. All right, and that means that's considering all rappers. Like your little cousin who just started rapping, the random nigga on the block who's rapping to himself. Lil Yachty is like in that bottom tier of them all. And part of that reason is because he's just doing anything that comes to mind. There's no basis of knowledge. It's like if you grew up playing guitar and just kind of taught yourself based on what you and your friends were doing, versus if you grew up playing guitar, but you listen to Jimi Hendrix, you listen to Tom Morello, you listen to these guys as kind of like a basis of how you started playing, and you started imitating them first, then you kind of started building up. 9 times out of 10, the person who grew up listening to the fundamentals, the Hendrix, the Tom Morellos, they're 9 times out of 10 they're going to be better, unless you just have someone who's supernaturally talented. which Lil Yachty is not at rapping. At other things, maybe. Rapping, no. Yeah, Lil Yachty's talking about he doesn't like the live production on the guy doesn't even know what live production means. Why is Lil Yachty still a voice in hip hop? Obviously, someone in the industry loves him. They allowed him to come in and write terrible lyrics for Young Miami of the City Girls, collaborated with Drake and J. Cole. Someone in the industry loves him. He has a great agent, whatever the case may be. Why, you know how some Drake fans, they say, you know, the Kendrick fans, they're not really of the culture. There's all white people. Look at the Pop-Out show. It's all white people. That's how I feel about Lil Yachty. And I know some people are going to say like, oh, yo, he's young. People are young. Like, yo, Lil Yachty is like 26, about to be 27. He's going on 30. You can't, I mean, he's not 19 years old in the rap game anymore. Why is Lil Yachty like a voice in hip hop? Like, who is actually taking his opinions seriously? Dude is not, like, dude really cannot have a conversation about, you know, albums and, you know, subject matter. Like here on YouTube, we have to prove ourselves. Even if you're just a YouTube content creator just starting out, you have to prove yourselves to get subscribers. By the time you get 100, 200, 300,000 subscribers, you have effectively proven yourself enough to the YouTube community to where people follow you and listen to you. So to even be a voice, you have to have proven yourself in some way. Why? My question is, why is Lil Yachty a voice in hip hop? What has he done? Like, his music is terrible. He's like now in the media space where he's talking about hip hop and I guess hip hop adjacent topics, but he doesn't really listen. He doesn't really have a grip on hip hop history at all. Not even a basic grip. He just heard two of the most popular hip hop albums of all time amongst hip hop heads 2-3 days ago, which I salute him for actually going and listening to it. He doesn't know what live production means. I mean, he obviously doesn't know how to read the album credits, hadn't read the album credits. Why does he have a voice? Because you guys think he dresses nice or something? Anyways, that's all I got for today, man. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.